From IsReal News, this is the evening briefing for Wednesday, February 25th. U.S. Vice President JD Vance says the United States has seen evidence that Iran is attempting to rebuild elements of its nuclear program following U.S.-led strikes on Iranian nuclear sites in June. Vance stated that Iran cannot be permitted to obtain a nuclear weapon and warned that attempts to rebuild would create serious consequences. This comes a day before U.S. and Iranian delegations are scheduled to meet in Geneva for renewed nuclear talks. Secretary of State Marco Rubio said Iran is not currently enriching uranium, but is seeking to position itself to do so. He described Iran as a long-standing threat to the United States and said the upcoming Geneva discussions are focused on the nuclear program. The development follows Washington's stated preference for a diplomatic resolution while maintaining other options. White House envoy Steve Witkoff told AIPAC donors in Washington that the administration is seeking a future nuclear agreement without sunset clauses and with no expiration date, according to U.S. officials familiar with the remarks. He said uranium enrichment levels and Iran's stockpile of enriched uranium remain central issues in negotiations. This occurs as criticism of the 2015 agreement's time-limited provisions continues to shape current U.S. policy. Witkoff and Jared Kushner are expected to meet Thursday in Geneva with Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi to discuss a detailed proposal drafted by Tehran. A source familiar with the matter said Iran's political leadership has approved the proposal, though it is unclear whether it has been formally submitted. The meeting is widely viewed by officials as a critical diplomatic juncture. In Israel, officials familiar with U.S. military preparations assess that the likelihood of a potential American strike on Iran remains elevated in the near term. Another Israeli source said it would be difficult to see the United States reversing course after recent deployments. This comes amid expanded U.S. military positioning in the region. Araghchi said in an interview that his objective in Geneva is to prevent war and build on understandings reached in previous rounds. He suggested that a new agreement could improve upon past frameworks and ensure Iran's nuclear program remains for peaceful purposes. The development follows intensified mediation efforts by regional actors seeking to avoid escalation. Beginning March 1st, Dutch airline KLM will suspend flights between Amsterdam and Tel Aviv, citing commercial and operational considerations. The airline said affected passengers will receive options for rebooking or refunds. This occurs as several carriers continue to reassess regional operations amid security and market conditions. In academic developments, the journal PLOS One announced it will investigate the publication of a recent article co-authored by Dr. Yusuf Abu al-Rish, identified as a senior Hamas health official. The article characterized conditions in Gaza as an ongoing genocide and was funded by a British public research body. The journal said it will review whether publication standards were properly followed. The incident takes place amid ongoing scrutiny of academic neutrality and conflict-related research. The American Jewish Medical Association and the media watchdog group Camera criticized the publication, arguing that it reflects political bias in academic journals. Both organizations said the matter raises concerns about research oversight and disclosure standards. This follows broader debate over conflict-related narratives in international institutions. Those are the latest headlines from IsReal News.
Israel is moving to heightened readiness as U.S. military posture across the Middle East expands, and timelines for a possible strike on Iran appear to be shortening. Washington says diplomacy remains the preferred path, but military options are actively being prepared. Iranian officials warn the nuclear gap with the United States may no longer be bridgeable. Stay with IsReal News for updates.